You so much for sharing this poem with me. I think this is maybe your third or so draft of this poem, and I know you worked hard on it. Um, I'm excited to teach you this year. I've seen huge growth in your writing, specifically your ability to be descriptive and descriptive in a way that, when I finish reading this poem, I just feel as though I know you better. It feels authentic and real. And your voice as a writer, which is unique only to you, is starting to come through in your writing. A couple of things you've done differently in this specific draft that I noticed that I like. One thing is just aesthetic. As I'm looking at this poem, you don't have big chunks of text. You've actually broken the text up into stanzas, and it's just easier to read on the eye. I'm able to kind of concentrate and read it in just easier to read. The other thing that I noticed that you do that I really like is you have this way of speaking in asides. It's almost like you're um, telling a secret to the side. You say, I'm from my grandmother's art room. You would think she's a hoarder. And then you say things like, I'm from creating memories with Sugar and Buddy. Oh, how I love those dogs. It's like you're speaking out of the side of your mouth to someone. And I like that. A couple of things you can do as a writer that you could experiment with. One is you could speak in parentheses like this. You could use parentheses if you wanted to. It would look kind of like that. Or another thing you can do with writing and poetry, because there aren't any rules, is you can use white space. And white space is just when a poet chooses to put space in between things, between words. Those are just a couple suggestions that you can play around with or not. Um, some other things that jumped out at me. I love right here where you say, into a saturated, serenity filled pool. We teach alliteration, saturated, serenity. It just adds something to it. I know I don't even think you purposefully did it necessarily, but it's just beautiful the way it happened, and it just adds something to the language of the piece. I love how specific you are. The Big Green Egg, the Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, um, small black rubber pieces, Brewster's Cotton Candy Explosion. It is these specific um, descriptions that are they're just absolutely the exact word. That is what you're looking for in writing, and I love that. The other thing that I noticed that you did is that you started with "I'm from the burnt, humid, and ever so crisp pavements of New Orleans," and then I think we talked about this. You ended with the same line, and there's something about it that just gives it a nice sense of finality. It's like the poem came full circle, and as a reader, it just felt very satisfying to read. Um, there's just some comments. I hope they helped you. I would love to continue working with you with your writing. You've done an amazing job. Keep up the good work, and you will definitely, definitely continue to grow.